Today I'm counting down the top 10 worst Marvel Legends Build-A-Figures from both the Hasbro and Toy Biz eras. And it starts at clobbering time. What? Oh, it's clobbering time? Awesome. That's good news. It's clobbering time! What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Nerdzoic. If you're new here, my name's Matt, also known as Big Nerdy, and this is Nerdzoic. On this channel, I talk about action figure collecting as well as other nerd stuff. I recently posted a video counting down the top 10 best Marvel Legend Build-A-Figures. Figured it only makes sense if I also did the worst. Now, the best list was based on my opinion, man. But for this one, I actually went out to the Nerdzoic Nation and asked them, hey, what do you guys think the worst Build-A-Figures are? Even though that first video was pretty well received for the most part, some insisted I was crazy, so I got the opinion of others as well for this one. Meaning that this one is a much more fair and balanced approach. The way this poll worked, everyone had a chance to rank the worst 5 Marvel Legends from worst to least worst. And I went ahead and conglomerated those results to figure out what the 10 worst are. I then took the survey results and the rankings and used them as like a power ranking to figure out who the worst are by the amount of total points they had. So for this, what we're going to do is look at the top 10 worst, and I'll also provide you what percentage of the top 10 vote each of these figures had. This survey ended up getting over 200 responses, so I'd say we have a pretty darn good sample size here. So Hasbro, if you're listening, which you're probably not, this is what the people do not want to see more of. Let's face it, Hasbro's not listening. There were a few themes that reigned supreme throughout this list and really shows us what people want in a Build-A-Figure. Spoiler alert, size matters. That's what she said. This list ended up being super top heavy, with the top 5 figures accounting for over 80% of the total vote. In fact, I imagine that some of the figures on the bottom part of the list, or the top part, 10 to 5, are going to cause some controversy because some of them are pretty darn good. But that's what the people voted for, people. Number 7's especially going to cause a hissy. You'll see when we get there. So go ahead and take advantage of those comments to let everybody know how wrong they are. Coming in at number 10 is Molten Man. He got just a paltry 2.2% of the vote. He was released in 2019 as part of the Spider-Man Far From Home movie. If you want to buy him on eBay complete without having to buy the figures, it'll cost you about $30. Here's the thing, this guy wasn't even on my initial list because I thought he looked pretty cool. But thanks to a lot of fan hate, he was written in so many times that he managed to squeeze his way into the top 10. Parts of it are really cool. Like the fact that they used like an orange translucent plastic painted gold to make it look like it's drying, I guess. Unfortunately, they didn't put that same attention to detail from head to toe. Parts of it look awesome, other parts look like brownish orange poop. Coming in at number 9 is Rocket Raccoon with 2.3% of the vote. He was released in 2013, and if you want to buy him complete, it will cost you about 34 bucks on the old eBay. His biggest crime as a Build-A-Figure, though, is lack of size and lack of value. Even though it only took 3 figures to complete him. The sculpt is fine, but a 3-inch Build-A-Figure is just difficult to swallow. That's what she said! Coming in at number 8 is Ultron, released in 2015 as part of the Ant-Man wave. He received 3.3% of the vote and can be bought for just 22 bucks on eBay. Honestly, I feel like Robert California is talking to me every time I look at this figure. Shut up, Red Reddington, we know you're Lizzie's dad. In case you somehow missed it, Ultron is the bad guy from the second Avengers movie named after him, Age of Ultron. This should be a really great figure, but it suffers from a really lazy paint app that isn't helped by an average sculpt. This is one figure I'd love to see a redo of. Alright, let's do number 7 so all of you can get mad. Coming in at number 7 is Fat Thor, or Bro Thor, or Dude Thor, or Thor Lebowski, whatever you want to call him. He got 4.7% of the vote, and what came out in 2019 as part of the Endgame wave. To buy him, it's going to cost you $100, so he's not easy to buy. This Build-A-Figure is an enigma. There was a lot of people who voted that he was the worst Build-A-Figure, but then there were a lot who sent me messages saying, "No, this guy's awesome, you're crazy." I even took all of the notes and calculated them into the power ranking, so he would have been higher in the top 10 worst if it wasn't for all the people who think he's awesome. So clearly, this figure is controversial. For me, I hate it. Here's why. I find it to be a blatant cash grab and a popular character that will almost undoubtedly be re-released again as a regular figure. The one nice thing I can say is that he did come with 2 heads, but the Stormbreaker he comes with isn't exactly the best. Aside from the fact that this is a blatant cash grab, the biggest issue here is that he's just not in scale. He's way too short. Coming in at number 6 is Thanos. This is the 2018 Infinity War version. He pulled in 5.9% of the total vote and can be bought completed on eBay for $34. Ah, this figure. The color is the problem here, guys. He looks like Grimace crossed with a California raisin. The biggest problem with him is he's just way too glossy in places, and it makes him look really goofy. The color purple just doesn't seem right. I don't know if it's a lack of shading or what. Add to that the fact that his narrow legs don't match his upper body. Like, leg day, bro. Be cool like Fat Thor, and go ahead and hit subscribe, and also hit that little notification bell so that you can be alerted when I go live. Go live. Big Nerdy, is that a spoiler? It's foreshadowing. Dun dun dun! Coming in at number 5 with 12.4% of the vote is Jubilee. Released in 2014 as part of an X-Men wave, you can pick her up for $23 on eBay. This X-Woman has a special spot in my heart because she was such a big part of the '92 cartoon that introduced the X-Men into young Big Nerdy's life. As a figure, she's average. I mean, it's 2 colors. It's yellow and a black bodysuit. Take off the jacket and you could probably use it as Catwoman. If I could describe this figure in 2 words, it's boring and lazy, which also describes one of my 2 younger brothers. I bet you they're wondering which one it is. Coming in at number 4 is Mantis. Getting 12.7% of the vote, she was part of the 2017 Guardians of the Galaxy wave and can be picked up for about $55 complete on eBay. She's again a normal size figure, but she was justified by having a bigger figure as part of the wave, thus balancing value. But again, they've done this so many times that we know better. As a figure, Mantis is fine. As a Build-A-Figure, it's underwhelming and disappointing. Coming in at number 3 is OKOYE, with 17% of the vote. She was a 2018 release as part of the Black Panther movie and can be picked up for about $55 on eBay. This is a normal size figure, which again, disappointing. As far as the actual figure itself, there's split opinions. Some people think that the paint and sculpt are awesome, some think it's terrible. I think it's meh. Coming in at number 2 with 18.1% of the vote is Huck. He was released in 2013 as part of the X-Men wave and can be picked up on eBay completed for about $37. When I hear the name Huck, I think of the guy from Glee. I also think of the creepy guy from Scandal, you know, the secret agent dude? Wait, that was Huck. Now, Huck is a dwarf with superpowers and a member of Alpha Flight. This guy's tiny, folks. Size matters. I don't know how much more I gotta say it. That's what she said! Paint job on this isn't the best either. Specifically the P on his chest, which is a mustard yellow instead of the gold that we saw in the 3.75-inch version. He also has sculpted on body hair, which isn't painted, so it ends up looking like he's got some kind of lesions going on. Coming in at number 1, to nobody's surprise, is Hitmonkey. He was a 2013 release and received 21.4% of the vote. If for some reason you want to pick him up, he's going to cost you about $46 on eBay. This is a Deadpool character that is an expert marksman and martial artist. I think this figure takes number 1 because not only is he small, he's also kind of obscure. Question of the day, how would you feel if Marvel made updates of previously released Build-A-Figures and re-released them? What would you think of a new Fin Fang Foom? How about a new Galactus? Let me know in the comments below, let's talk about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, and until next time, be cool, stay nerdy.